Hey everybody, it's Wednesday night. It's Two Legs, the live edition, and it's another edition of Ranking the Tracks. And once again, we're live. It's Tom Hunyadi, it's Andy Nichols, and man, another week just flew by, Andy, huh?
Another week flew by, and we are here for volume 18
You believe
off
that?
the ground, man.
Yes, man, off the ground.
We're, we're just,
Crazy.
yeah, we're just going to give it a minute here. Hold on to make sure everything works.
Yep.
Chat, Windows. I think everything's working here. I think I see somebody there. Let's move this over. Hold on here. There's me, Music Sound Gear. There's one of our regulars.
All right.
Oh, there's Hudson. Hi, Hudson.
Hey, Hudson, Oliver, what's going on?
Hello, icons. Okay. Nice that he thinks of us as icons.
Oliver's got a little wit to him there.
Well, thank you, Oliver. So, yeah, the chat seems to be working. We're signed in. We're on. We're live. We'll give it a few minutes to catch up with everybody.
2 to 12 are probably easy for. Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
I'm sure they were.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a believer out of him out of this record yet.
Eventually. We'll see.
Yeah, but because we're doing the canon albums, we're flying through pretty quick. If we were doing everything, if we were doing live albums and all the other different albums and the Fireman stuff and the compilations, we would be, we would only still be in the probably the
80s still.
80s,
Yeah, exactly.
probably the 80s. But there's some good ideas, to do like should we rank the compilation albums? That'd be a good one to do, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we've got plenty of stuff we can do after this is done,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hello,
hey,
hello there, Tom Brennan. Good evening.
Good to see you, my friend.
Yep. Thanks for popping on.
Yep.
So this was a busy week for Tom because he had his Talk More Talk show Monday night where they reviewed Zoom In, Zoom Out, of which I'm a big fan. I did not have good expectations for that, but
I know you didn't. Yeah, you had some choice words.
Initially, when it was
initially, before you listened to it, yeah.
But I really dig it. I dig all 5 songs, and you guys did a great episode on that.
Oh, thank you.
So that was very, very, very enjoyable seeing everybody talk about that.
Rank the mullets. Susan, good to see you.
Yeah. James Boyce, good evening, sir. Hi, Susan. I don't want to hire a mistress and maid after hearing Tom's thoughts. Yeah, Hudson digs this one.
I know he does. That's good. I'm happy about that.
Oh, there's the Shadow.
Shadow Productions.
There he is.
How you doing, Shadow?
Oh boy, only the Shadow knows, right? That's an in-joke.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh boy.
Anyways, so before we get started, I gotta pick up a couple things this week in the mail.
When don't you?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Seems like once a week something's coming in. But glad to get this. This is the January '74 Rolling Stone issue. I really like how it's like a newspaper back then. You know what I mean?
Is that the first time you've actually seen a real copy of that?
Well, of this one.
Yeah, but those it was like a real legit newspaper.
Yeah, I mean, because I didn't really collect the Rolling Stones until like in the late '80s. You know what I mean? And by that time, it was more magazine.
By that time, it was more magazine.
Yeah.
That was when Rolling Stone was really a good journalistic publication on music, only on music.
Right. Yeah, and going back and look at some of the ads are pretty cool.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, so good stuff.
Was it expensive?
No. It was like $12, I think.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I grabbed the '76 one ages ago.
Yeah, so. And then some young guy, some kid, I don't know, but he sent me this. But Beatles by the Nicholas Schaffner book. So looking forward to digging into this. So thank you, Andy, for sending this my way.
You're welcome. I had, like I said, I had 3 copies. So I said, my partner in crime could use this one. And as an avid researcher and student of the Beatles' literary works, anything pre-1980 you can get your hands on,
right,
worth reading. And I think our friend Ken Womack would agree and attest to that statement because the literature takes such a different change in direction after Lennon's passing. So, if you're into that stuff, it's really worth seeking out. Nicholas Schaffner's book. It's like a Beatles Bible. I'm sure some of our older viewers have seen that book. It's
Right.
really it was a Bible for many ways before Lewison's first edition popped up there in '88.
Right. Yeah, Ethan did a great job with the thumbnail. You're right, Oliver. Thank you for that. Yeah, and thank you for watching that interview I did with Hudson over at I Know I Know. So I did our buddy Hudson. He's got the I Know podcast, solo Beatles podcast, video cast, whatever you want to call it. So my episode is up there now, so if you haven't checked it out, please head over to I Know on YouTube and check that out. And then Andy, he hung out with Mayo for a couple hours, it seemed like. But
Saturday,
yeah,
Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah. So he put up an hour's worth of that chat on his YouTube channel. So check out Andy on Mean Mr. Mayo's YouTube channel for I think he called it what, a John and Paul
He
chat
called
or
it.
something.
Joe called it. Beetle something or other.
Right.
But basically, it was basically a continuation of our
Right.
conversation after the part
Right.
2 of Best Friend with Anthony Rotuno.
Right. Because yeah, mirror image Paul. I mean, he liked the episode, so he was
Yeah, he
talking
wasn't
about it.
crazy about the content. He didn't, but
Right.
he enjoyed the
Right.
episode. So
Right.
um,
Right. So
yeah,
okay, so off the
yeah,
ground.
off
So
the
okay,
ground.
so we've talked about this a couple times already. So we're not going to go too crazy into detail with the songs, but if you want, you can check out our episode we did with Joe Mayo a few what December or something like that. I think that was like episode 99 or something like that. And
Yep.
then we interviewed the co-producer Julian Mendelson a few months back too. So you guys can check that out as well. So yeah, let's
Yeah, that
rank.
was that was back in September. So yeah, we've
Right.
covered we've covered it quite a bit. This album, our
Yeah.
thoughts on it. So we've dissected it. And this is going to be a much easier episode to rank. There's only
Right.
12 there's only 12 tracks to rank. Somebody said,
Right.
how are we going to rank Cosmically Conscious? We're not going to rank Cosmically Conscious because it's its own track as a non-album B-side
Right. So
available on this sucker.
right. So we're
Which we'll
going
do
to
later.
right. We're going to ignore Cosmically Conscious because it was just a snippet at the end of Come On People, and we'll add that to the 90s non-album tracks because it was a B-side, the full-length version. So we'll have that in the rankings then.
Yeah, for that, sure.
Yeah, Joe, good to see you, my friend. Glad you're
Hi,
here.
Joe.
We were
Ethan
just
says,
talking.
yeah.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead. Ethan said Mayo went live? Question mark.
But yeah, right. Me live, yeah. But we were just talking about Andy's appearance on I think he called it Beatles Lounge is what he
That's
called
what
it.
he called it.
Yeah,
Beatles Lounge. Yes.
yeah. And then I had a great time with Joe on his Fab Gab ranking Rubber
Yeah.
Soul, which is an album that I absolutely adore, and it's one of those albums that kind of gets lost in the shuffle there with the Revolver, Sergeant Pepper, White Album, Abbey Road.
But you probably, as I recall, you enjoy the UK over the US, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. I mean, I grew up with the UK version. So I mean, when I started
Interesting.
buying the albums and cassettes and CDs, I mean, it was all UK. So, but yeah. So
Yeah.
okay, let's go. Let's shoot this. Let's shoot
Yeah.
this
Let's
sucker.
get off the ground and
Yeah.
let's start. So this is it's your week
Yeah,
to
my
open
week to
up.
start, and I'm going to go with my 12. I'm going to go with Mistress and Maid, one of my least favorites of the McManus McCartney collaboration. This song has never done much to me. The production, I think I like the least on this than any of the other songs on here. And there's a little bit of nice bass playing like in the middle, but there's not enough of it. I mean, it's kind of cool here and there, but there's not enough of it. And lyrically, I've never really cared for this song either. So my 12 is Mistress and Maid.
Wow. Okay. I think we're going to have a very different rankings for this episode.
Good.
I think they're going to be very, very different.
Yeah.
My number 12 is Peace in the Neighborhood.
Oh.
Too long of a song, meanders, kind of fades off into obscurity. And again, I'm going to put the Andy disclaimer on this thing, and I think it goes the same thing for Tom. We like all these songs. Right. It's just some we like a lot more than others. There's not one track on here that I would ever skip. In fact, I don't.
Okay.
But just what do we like more than others? Which again, I sound like a broken record, but
right.
It's this is what it is. So Peace in the Neighborhood. Somebody just said John Marino said plotting. Yeah. It's plotting. I think it just goes too far.
Right.
Ethan said this song just creeps me out.
Yeah.
But this
Okay.
song is just way too long, way too meandering, and that's why it's my number 12. You're up.
All right. My number 11 is Peace in the Neighborhood. Yeah, it's again for the reasons you said. I mean, it's just one that again has never um I was attracted to, all of these kind of statement songs or political songs, or, I'm going to sing about, peace, or I'm going to sing about the animals. I'm going to sing about, whatever on this album. This one is one of my least favorites on the album, and
Trying too hard. He's trying too hard
yeah,
on this song.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I think he's trying too hard on a lot of these tracks, to be honest with you. But yeah, Peace in the Neighborhood is my 11.
Or we can call it, as James Boyce says here, peas in the neighbor's dog, which it could be.
Right.
It's meandering. Andy, what versions of Off the Ground do you have on CD? Complete Works, the original, Japanese, 2 CDs. So yeah,
Take your
a few.
pick.
Take your pick. A big Don Maley, a big yawn. The whole album. A lot of people feel that way. This
Yep.
one,
But it's got its fans, though. It does has.
yeah, of which we have a few watching, and of which one of
Yes.
your co-hosts is a big fan.
Yeah, there you go.
Number 11
All right, number 11 is for you, right?
for me. I owe it all to you. At number
Oh.
11. Yeah.
Yeah, our lists are going to be really different.
They're going to be. I knew that as soon as you said your first song. I was going to
Right.
just to give you a little hint on where that song
Right.
was going to be for me. I owe it all to you. I like the flutes in the beginning of it. Other than that, I don't really like it.
Yeah.
Again, nice sentiment. These songs are just buried in the middle of the album, and the first half of the album and the bottom half of the album, I think, are much better and stronger.
Right.
Sorry, Tom Brennan. A nice tribute to the Summer of Love of '67. Well, it was '93 by then, so
Right.
yeah, that's my 11.
Okay, 10 for me, top 10 now. Looking for Changes. This
Okay.
song, it rocks well, but again,
Yes.
it's the what he's singing about. Yeah, I want, I don't want, animal testing or anything like that, but I mean, I don't, he doesn't make me care enough to get in the fight with them. You know what I mean? It's just, lyrically, I don't care for it, but I mean, it would have been a great song if he had, rock and roll lyrics to it, not, not a protest song or something like that.
Yeah, it's got a nice chorus though and hook.
Yeah.
It it's got a nice. I mean, but again, the political messages in it kind of weigh it down a little bit.
Right.
And that's of its day. And it was such a charged politically album. Plus the B-sides, Big Boys Bickering and everything
Right.
else, which we'll get to in when we do the '90s tracks. So this is looking as your 10. Okay.
Yep.
Number 10 for me is Biker Like an Icon. Again, I actually really, really like the song a lot. Playing with words, Biker Like an Icon. It's but it's a nonsense lyric.
Mhm.
It's just, again, it just doesn't work. But I like musically, I like it. I really like how the song ends. La Biker Like an Icon, and it just fades out. That
Right.
I always dug that part of the song. And again, some of these songs he played live a lot. He played Biker on
Oh,
that.
yeah.
He played Peace in the Neighborhood. He played
Neighborhood. Yep. Hope of
Changes,
Deliverance.
Hope of Deliverance. Come on, people. Paul should stay away from political songs. Marcus Thompson said that. Yeah, you know what? This is, and we've talked about this on previous shows. Paul dips his toe in the water with political songs.
Right.
John jumps into the ocean deep with
Right. There you go.
and that's it.
I like Joe here. Looking for Changes gets points for Paul singing about something different from love.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see, I mean, and remember when you look at the CD booklet, you see the picture of the cat with the machine in its brain.
Right.
I was a younger fan when this came out, and I bought it. And that resonated with me. I was like, don't know what he's talking about, but there's something politically going on here, social comment.
Right.
So.
All right. Number 9 for me is Biker Like an Icon. So I like it slightly a little bit more than you do. But yeah, I think it's fine. I don't mind for this one. I don't mind the the lyrics to it. And I don't mind the biker like an icon part. And I think there's some really good guitar playing from Robbie on this song. And
Yeah,
and it was a fine video, and it does well. I think there's like a Mexican 45 of this promo or something like that.
really.
uh yeah, I've seen it before on Discogs and on eBay. So it's a it goes for a pretty penny. But someone's out there that might know about this one, about that. But yeah, Biker Like Icon is fine. I think it's a mid-tempo rocker. I don't think it really is a true rocker, but in the sense of like Junior
It
Storm.
has that paperback writer feel
Mm,
to it, of
maybe,
like a
yeah.
little bit. It just feels like, not that it's paperback writer, but it has that kind of delivery.
Mm,
I've always felt that way a little bit.
mm,
Biker, yeah, but Biker has a great solo and love the outro. Gary Caden,
right,
yeah, love the outro,
right.
love the outro on Biker. Um,
All right, 8 for you, buddy.
no, 9 for me.
9. Okay, sorry.
9 for me. 9 for me is Get Out of My Way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, feels a little bit out of place on this album. Again, it's the perfect crank the radio, drive in the car fast. It's that song. Played the hell out of it live, promoted it, saw it on Saturday Night Live. He played it with that, he played it then. Again,
Right.
is it on the live album? Is it on Paul's Live? No, I don't think it is.
Which one?
Get Out of My
Get Out of
Way.
My Way? No, no, because he only did it for that up close
That's
show.
right.
You know?
Which our friend Joe was at.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So he played it there. He played it on SNL.
Yep.
Good lyrics, a lot of horns, a lot of brass on that track, which are enjoyable. Again, I like all these songs, but it's okay. Just tries a little too hard.
Okay.
It's like, oh, I'm purposely trying to do a rock song. Got it. We got you, Paul.
All right. Okay, so 8.
8.
Now, if this version of this song was anything near as good or great vocally that was on the Flowers in the Dirt box set, this would be my number 1, without a doubt. And but this version of The Lovers That Never Were, for me, is just middle of the road. I can't stand what he did with this song. I don't, how powerful and raw he sang that song in the demo form.
He still sings it powerfully though.
It's not nowhere near as good as he did for those demos.
Agree to disagree.
And yeah, well, fine, but I mean, if we got that if he kept those vocals and then tagged it on to whatever production he did afterwards, oh my God! For me, it would have been a killer tune. But I got The Lovers That Never Were at number 8.
Okay, number 8 for me. Tom's already mentioned it. Looking for Changes. Good rocker. Not so great lyrics. Paul politically just dabbling his foot in the water. It's just, again, tries too hard. But I do like the chorus and I like that. It's the only part of the song it's too much. It's too much with the, it just doesn't, he's not very believable with some of these songs, and he just tries too hard. He's better sticking to ballads and acoustic stuff and rockers, not so much like this. So that was my 8.
Okay.
7 for you.
7. Well, we talking about songs that maybe tried too hard on this album. This song, I think, is another example of trying too hard, and that's "Come On People" at 7. I think it just tries too hard to be this big, big production, big sing-along song in the same vein as like "Hey Jude." I know a lot of people call this song the "Hey Jude" of the 90s, for Paul.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it's again, I mean, production wise it's okay, but we're going to get it right this time. Where we're going to really going to, again, I just think he's still in fine voice.
But 4 minutes of na is okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've listened to this song hundreds of times. You know what I mean? And it still absolutely does nothing for me.
Okay.
I mean, it's middle of the road. Again, it's middle of the road for me on this album.
Right. But again, you were never really a big fan of the album to begin with. So, well, as a whole, you didn't.
As a
As a
whole,
whole,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. Um, Number 7 for me
Oh,
is
Susan, I just killed Susan's. I'm sorry,
uh,
Susan. I'm sorry.
Susan will like where I have it ranked. Not
Okay.
it's not the same. It's not the same as Susan, but
Right.
she'll like it more than your ranking.
Right.
Number 7 for me, the hit single off the album, "Hope of Deliverance."
Mm.
That's my number 7.
Wow. Okay. See, I thought you would have had this higher.
Yeah, I was, again. Those of you who saw our Facebook post earlier today. I was about 4 o'clock. I was still struggling with this list at work, and I found some inspiration. We saw some great rankings from some of our viewers, which was cool. So thank you. You helped me a
Right.
little bit place mine. I took some from some lists, some from another list, threw my own in. Hope of Deliverance. Yeah. I want to say it's might be slightly overrated. It's a great song, but there's other songs on this album that are better. And
Right.
it's great that it was a big bona fide hit. I remember hearing it everywhere in '93. The video. I just think it's a tad overrated. I think there's other songs.
He did
better.
a lot of TV appearances with this song. I don't think he did anything here. I don't know. Well, he did it live, I know, but he did a lot of TV appearances promoting this song.
And didn't he play this again live not too long ago? A couple of years ago, he played this live. Somebody would
Maybe.
have to check.
Right.
I know he played this over the last 4 or 5 years, once or twice. He definitely
Gotcha.
did. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people shocked at my ranking. They thought I'd have it at number 1. No, I think people are going to be shocked when they get to my couple top rankings, but I love this album. So,
Right.
Mayo. And like all these songs. Tom. No, not Tom. He's unimpressed all the way.
But the thing is, a few of these songs have really grown on me, and I'll get to that.
It only took you 30 years.
Well, it is what it is. When you're used to steak, and then all of a sudden you get chopped liver. I mean, it takes a while to get used to it.
What if you thought this was steak the minute you heard it?
Well, then, I mean, I would have had a harder time like you did ranking hits.
Carlos says he says Tom don't like this album, period.
I don't like some of the songs. Listen, we've talked about this before. If you add some of those B-sides, this album would have been a masterpiece in my opinion.
Agreed.
This album, these sessions had every bit of potential to be a masterpiece of an album, in my opinion. But I just think he put the wrong songs on the album.
I played it in 2012 and sound checks. Thank you. Thank you, Brendan. Yeah.
All right, number 6.
Where we leave off, you or me?
6.
Did
you do 7?
Yeah, this was 7. Hope was my 7. You're up.
Okay. 6. Okay, this is where the point where I love all of these songs now. So,
Okay.
my 6 is one of the first of the 3 ballads. I Owe It All to You. Again, I think it's one of his better ballads. I don't think it's like in the tier of Maybe I'm Amazed or No More Lonely Nights, but I think it's a good enough ballad, and I think he sings the "Oh, I owe it all to you." I think he does that very well. And the verses I think are fine, choruses are good, and I
It
really,
almost sounds like the beginning of that song is, and I don't know, we'd have to check. It sounds like he's using a mellotron.
No, I think that was Linda that opened the song. With
that sounds almost like the mellotron.
And we
that
talked about that, right?
Right.
Yeah, we talked about that with Joe on the Off the Ground our Off the Ground episode.
That's fair ranking.
Yeah, I like the last night you helped me through, took me to the lover zone. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that was your 6.
Yeah, that was my 6.
Okay. My number 1 is the title track.
Not number 1.
Sorry, not number 1. Number 6. Number 6 is my number 1 is the first song on the album.
Okay.
Off the Ground. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. We got really different lists.
What?
Our lists are totally different.
They are, but that's good. And I know Tom Brennan, and I know some people think that historically I've put the title tracks of the albums as my number 1, which I've done. But I didn't do that with this one. I did that for a few albums. Tug of War, Pipes of Peace. Not this one. I remember like thinking, okay, this is hip, it's current, is but funky video and flying
Yeah.
around in the purple pants. Remember that?
Yeah.
Um, it's and I think it was like one of the last songs written for the album. It's catchy. I like it. Yeah, I love it as an opener. It rocks. It really kind of kicks going with the guitar lick. Great
Right.
playing from Robbie on it. Again, you can hear Linda on it. For the first time, Andy's One is not the title track. That's not correct, Hudson. That's not correct. I didn't rank Venus and Mars as number one, and I didn't rank
And on the Run, did
I
you?
didn't rank Band on the Run as my number one. So
There you go.
C minuses for you two. You're not keeping score. Yeah, but Off the Ground is my one. It's my
Oh,
six. I keep saying one.
wow.
Yeah,
That's funny.
stupid video. Yeah.
All
Go ahead.
right. Top five. I adore this song, Wine Dark Open Sea.
Good.
Again, I think he sings this song wonderfully. Open up your heart. I mean, that part, if you want to set me free, I love, oh, I feel love for you now.
Oh, that change.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
so it opens up and then all of a sudden it does that.
Yep.
Oh my, that's
Yeah.
spot on, partner.
Yeah. So great. Again, a very worthy ballad from Paul, and that belongs, in the upper tier of ballads. And correct me, I think this one was the on Pure McCartney.
This one
That's
made it
on
onto
Pure.
this.
There you go.
This one made it onto Pure.
Yep.
On disc 3, and that was like, okay, see, somebody knows this is good for sure.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, good choice, partner. Good choice. Well, I can safely say that we both have that one ranked quite high.
Okay, very good.
So right. On the bat, you and I are pretty much, when it comes to ballads, we're on the same page. It's the other songs where we're like, we're upside down.
Right.
But Christian said it's a little too long. Now, I had said the same thing about Peace in the Neighborhood, how it kind of meanders and drifts off. This is one song, and I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but I agree with to Tom, that it kind of lulls you out, and he says, finish it now, and it kind of goes out again. That is good. That works with this song.
I think so.
It's like put you in a trance.
I don't get tired of any of the, because there's times where we make fun of Paul for not knowing where to finish a song, or where to end the song.
Yes.
No,
but this, right.
Right. This one continues on, and this is one of the songs where I don't mind it, lingering or, continuing. So
I couldn't agree with you more. Oh, there's Joe. Love, more love. Yes, Joe. He sings about love. And John did too. You just go back and check. I think on this album here, which I'm going to do a show with Hudson on, it's called Mind Games. I think the chorus is "Love is the answer," and you know that for sure. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. Too many people preaching practices. Come on.
All right, where are we at? Did you just do your 5 or no?
No, you did.
Yeah, Wine Dark Open Sea was my 5.
So you're in the top 5. My number 5 is another ballad. I'm sure Tom's is going to have this ranked pretty close to me as well. Golden Earth Girl is my number 5. Almost sounds like the beginning of Warm and Beautiful.
Yeah.
And Maybe I'm Amazed. Those chords are the same. Now Susan, I think, said that she thinks the lyrics are a little cheesy, eggshell seas.
Yeah.
I understand that, but wonderful, wonderful piano playing on this. It sounds like Maybe I'm Amazed almost again, but it's not. Just a great song. Falsetto is in use on this.
Yep.
Throughout. Just thinking about it. I love Golden Earth Girl. It's got that kind of quasi-religious feel to it. I think Tom probably has it ranked similar, if I'm going to guess. Paul's using his Winter Rose voice in Golden Earth Girl. Yeah. Joe, remember, rule versus the exception. Okay. A lot of people have this at 1. John Marino has it at 1.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
That's cool. Nice. And again, this was included on that Working Classical tribute to Linda as well.
Yep.
So nice playing on this. So love Golden Earth Girl. Absolutely.
Yep. Cool.
You're up.
All right, number 4 for me is Golden Earth Girl. I love everything about this song. I think it is the best ballad. Well, Wine Dark Open Sea and Golden Earth Girl for me are tops. I think
Yes.
it's, you know, I think
Either
they're
way, right?
equally, yeah, you can go either way. Both of them are, I think, are equally wonderful ballads. You know, and I love the fish in the sun being in eggshell seas. You know, what does it mean? I don't know,
I don't
but
know.
I love it. I love it, and you know, I love the opening line, "Golden Earth Girl, female animal." I just, you know, sings to the wind, you know, resetting the sunset, you know, is mostly nest, you know, love it. Love everything about this song.
Yeah.
Love, you know, the way he sings it, you know. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I
Awesome.
love the
Awesome.
orchestration
See,
on this
the
one too. So
orchestration, which
yeah.
I want to say was done by Carl Davis, I think, on some of
Yes.
these
I think,
songs.
yeah, he did do, I think, 2 tracks on this.
Yeah. So you see, you and I had Wine Dark and Golden Earth Girl
Right.
basically in the same,
Right.
but
Yep.
ranked right there. All right. Number 4. That was your 4,
That
Tom.
was my 4. Yeah.
So my 4 is Wine Dark. I think I might like Wine Dark just a little bit better
Right.
than Golden Earth Girl, which is why I had it at 4. You know, oh, I feel love for you now. At the end
Yeah.
of it, you know, that's all just great McCartney singing. Yeah, more love. It's what he sings.
Yeah.
Um, Gareth, yeah, we try to keep the songs playing in the background just as kind of an audio cue to just
Right.
keep it up just for a few seconds. That's why we do that. Love Wine Dark, and I love how it got thrown on Pure McCartney. That was like,
Yeah.
hey, this is actually here's a deep album cut getting thrown on a compilation. Those are the
Great.
things. Those are the things we like to see, right?
Yes.
I know,
Yes.
and I know when you opened Pure McCartney, you were like, whoa, Wine Dark's on here. Yeah. Tom Brennan, Golden Earth Girl is the son of Mother Nature's son. Great analogy.
Mm,
Great analogy. Yeah, Oliver, with only 12 songs, this wasn't going to take long. Last week was a marathon.
right.
Last week was The Godfather 2.
Right.
You know, that was like a two-parter. So, but like Tom, the Oh My, I Feel Love for You,
Right.
Spreading Through My Body, that part of the song kicks ass through and through. And I enjoy the fade out coda
Right.
immensely. So that's my number 4.
Oh, great. Okay, top 3. Now this is one of those tracks that have just over the last 10 years or so just risen in my rankings for this song, and that's "Get Out of My Way." I this why I mean, if you put so much
Disagree?
time and effort. So much time and effort was put into this song, you know, for like the Up Close, and he did it on Saturday Night Live. Why he did not continue to do this song during the regular tour, I think it just would have gave the
That would
tour
have
more energy.
that would
You
have
know what I
helped
mean?
this tour out for
Yeah,
sure.
and I think it would have been a great opener too. You know, because you know he opened what
Boom,
the '89 with Figure of Eight.
Figure of Eight.
You know,
Boom,
open the
brand
tour
new
with
album.
this. Yeah,
Boom, but you see, he went safety. He went safety with Drive My
right.
Car.
Yeah,
No, I went just as a side comment. I know it was on our Facebook page earlier. Like somebody said, the '93 tour. And I know that's the first time Tom ever saw him was in
yep.
'93.
'93.
But
Yeah,
out of all the tours, this one really didn't have the punch. When you look at all the tours,
right.
post 76, 89, big ass tour, come back, you know, tour of the year. You know, '93 is only 4 years later, changes, you know, has a little bit of a band lineup change with Blair replacing Chris. And I
Hmm.
mean, some shows didn't even sell out. You wouldn't even
Right.
know now. McCartney's the last, 20 years has been on a tear.
Oh
But
yeah, the stadium. I mean, he played the football stadium, and that, I mean that's like an 80,000 seat, you know, football stadium, the Pontiac Silverdome, and you know, and I know
yeah,
we didn't sell it out, but
didn't sell it out. And it's just maybe it was the early '90s, it was a
right,
weird time for rockers, Nirvana and all that, and grunge is everywhere. And here's 52-year-old McCartney playing a kind of eco-friendly, social conscious tour
right,
album. And it maybe didn't resonate with a lot of people. They were like, there was almost too much McCartney overload because they had that
right,
big '89-'90 tour. And
right.
3 years later, he's going to come out again. But the songs he played on that tour, the Beatle ones were new. Like he played Penny Lane for the first
Oh,
time,
Penny Lane,
Magical
absolutely.
Mystery Tour.
Yeah,
So that was cool.
yeah.
I'm sure for you saw the show.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I had a great time, you know. Okay, so that was my 3. Your
That was your
3.
3. My
Yeah.
number 3 is Come On People. And those of you that have followed our rankings, I like the big production ballad, George Martin type, which I think he's even on this track. He even
Right.
produced it, right? So I love Come On People. Susan, I hope you like this ranking, Susan. It's not number 1, but I've always loved Come On People. I love that it closes the album. I love how it builds up. Yes, is it him trying to do a Hey Jude? Yes, it is. but the way it builds and builds and builds, like it starts as this little ballad,
Right.
and the orchestration, and it builds and it builds and it builds, boom, and comes. I love all that. I love all that. I love all those characteristics in a McCartney song,
Right.
especially when it closes an album. Like,
Yeah, and Robert S. here, "Get Out of My Way" sounds better live. Yeah, and that's one of those tracks that
yes, yes,
it's good on the studio record, but it just it's 10 times better live.
agreed.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Agreed. But yeah, absolutely love "Come On People." The oh yeah, that gets a little bit, that grates on the ears a little bit, but not much. I mean, it's just a nice sentiment too.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure.
It's a nice sentiment.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed "Come On People." I'd never tire of it at all.
Right.
So that's my number three.
Okay. When I first bought this album, this is one of the songs I couldn't stand. I am so I'm so crazy about the song now, but musically, lyrically, it's fine. But musically, I really love "Hope of Deliverance" now. It's my number two,
Two.
and
Okay.
but I love it musically. It's so infectious. I mean, it's I hear it and it's stays in my mind just because I just love the way the band plays this song. I think it's really good musically.
Great instrumentation in this.
Yes, great instrumentation. Lyrically, it's growing on me a little bit more.
So you did
But
not like this song years
oh, I
ago?
couldn't stand this song in '93 when I first bought this album. Couldn't
Really?
stand it. Yes,
Wow. So
maybe
it's
just
really
because.
it's really growing.
Oh, I am shocked when I was doing this ranking. I'm like, this can't be right. This cannot be right. I am not putting "Hope of Deliverance" at number two, but yet I did, and I'm happy
No,
with
I
where I
don't think
have it.
any. I don't think any. A lot of people probably have that ranked very high, and
Right,
deservedly so. You asked me in a week, and I would have it at two.
right.
Somebody who just wanted to catch up on a comment here. Good video. One of Paul's better videos for "Come On People." Yes,
Mm,
love the "Come On People" video with the changing
right.
with the time lapse camera effect. Let's see. Hudson had it as number two, the
Oh,
same as you. There you go. Well, let's see here. Yeah, cool. Oh, it changed his mind too. So very interesting, Tom, that you really you couldn't stand this song when it came
couldn't
out,
stand it.
and
Couldn't
now
stand
it's
it.
one of your favorites.
Because every once in a while I would hear the instrumentation, the production, and would just keep creeping in my mind, and then I would go, man, I gotta listen to this one again, and then then I would listen to it, and I would listen to it again and again and again, and the next thing I know, I mean the groove, I mean the instrument, I love it, I
Another
love it
funky
now.
video where they're in the
Yeah,
forest. They're in the forest, right?
yeah,
All
I
the
mean
venom.
that did nothing for me, but it's the song itself.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Joe says, glad you came to your senses, Tom. Hope is number one. Joe is not going to like my rankings of 1 and 2 on this album. I tell you, a lot of people won't. I think might be 1 or 2 people that do, but a lot of people aren't going to like my 1 and 2. But go on.
Oh, the queen said she's glad I saw the lights.
You saw the light.
Boy.
See, well, you got the blessing that she doesn't have to take your head off now. See,
Right, yeah, exactly. Oh, thank you. Oh,
saved.
I guess
Okay, so that's your number 2. Hope.
that's my number two. Yeah.
All right, my number 2 is Mistress and Maid. I have the Costello tunes. I'm gonna throw a disclaimer. The Costello co-writes are my 1 and 2 for this album.
Right.
I think they are absolutely phenomenal tracks, and I think more of them now since the Flowers box. First of all, I love the waltz effect in this song. It's a waltz. How many times do you hear Paul McCartney write a waltz? Not too often. Now, and I think it's a great lyric. I think Costello really helped this song. I think Mistress and Maid is a gem of a masterpiece.
Wow. Okay.
I think it's phenomenal songwriting. I think it's a fantastic arrangement. The wordplay, the back and forth, all of that. I think it is I think it's one of McCartney's best of all times. I do. Yeah.
Okay.
I think all this, it's like call and response. The call and response is fantastic in this song.
Yeah, I like that, but I liked it better with Flowers, with with the other one, with
You Want Her
the
Too?
duet, You Want Her Too. Yeah.
See, I think Mistress and Maid works way better.
Mm.
Way better. And see what he does. I think it's a great, and Paul and Elvis played it in '95 together. The only time.
Yeah. Yep.
James, there's somebody else had it at 2. James Boyce.
Oh wow.
Hey, I knew somebody else would have this way up there. I see. I'm not yet. Thank you. Adam has it at 2 also. Double score.
Damn. Well, like I said, I had
And
a feeling.
you were surprised. You had a feeling what?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I had a feeling that once we did our number 12s, this was gonna be.
We're gonna take left
Yeah,
turns.
yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead, partner.
All right,
Number one.
I'm gonna pull an Andy, and I'm gonna have the title track as my number one
Oh,
on
you're pulling
for
Andy.
tonight. Yeah, yep. So Off the Ground is my favorite song on this. I think it's the catchiest song on the album. I do like the slide guitar, on this album. And man, what a missed opportunity. We all know that George is a huge slide guitar player. It would have been really cool if he could have said, "Hey George, why don't you George Harrison, that is, come on and do slide guitar on this track." But Robbie does a great job with the slide guitar on here.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that really just ekes me a little bit is just the claps.
The claps.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing I really don't care. But I love, I want love and you want love and too. Doesn't take a lot to get off the ground. La 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 la. I mean, I like all that. I like all of that. And it's cheese central, but I really. I really adore it,
Yeah.
and McCartney can do some cheese. I mean, he can put some extra cheese on his
more,
songs.
please,
and,
more. We'll take it. We'll take it. Oh yeah, I'm surprised you had this at your one. I didn't think you would, but I thought you might have a ballad in there.
Right.
Settle down, Andy. Pull this one back. Well, let me put it to you this way. I just pulled up my iTunes here, play count. My play count on Mistress and Maid in my iTunes is at 48. I played the track 48 times. It just on my iTunes. So that's
okay.
That's like over the course of a 20-year period.
Right.
Off the Ground number one. I am pleasantly surprised though. I did not think you'd have that at one.
Yep.
So it's the
catchiest. I think yeah. The only thing that I really don't care for is just the hand clapping thing. But I think it's the catchiest song on the album, most commercial in my opinion. I can understand why Hope of Deliverance did so well in European countries.
Yeah.
And maybe maybe that just wasn't where I was at that point in time in '93.
A lot of that has to do with where we are in terms of our fandom.
Yeah, exactly.
What are we into? What are we into? So I mean, this, Off the Ground for me was like, again, I was a younger fan, and it was like all things McCartney. So like I'm diving in. So you were a little bit older than me, so you probably were listening to different stuff at that time.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was really starting to spread my genre wings, if you will. I was just really going off in different directions.
So what were you listening to?
Besides the grunge, I was really starting to get into classical stuff. I was slowly starting to get into jazz as well. But I was at that point in time. I mean, I was a huge heavy metal fan.
Wow.
I still am, but not as much as I was then.
But so you were listening to all genres of music, really?
Yeah, for the most part.
So I can see why. But there's just so much of a musical palette that one can have.
Right.
If you're listening to, and you have a much more broader. I mean, you're into like, I could never listen to heavy metal ever, ever. But I have a lot of respect for your taste of music because you listen to pretty much everything. Your taste run the gamut. So the fact that you couldn't squeeze in like an Off the Ground, I'm much more, a little bit more. I like my Beatles and I like my Paul and I like my proggy stuff and Genesis. But you really run the gamut. So
I think so.
I could see why at that time you were like, I can't do this Off the Ground thing when I'm listening to all this other stuff. So
Adam, yes, off the Ground was a single. Yes, Adam.
It was a single, and he played that on the Sullivan Show too as well. The Sullivan Theater Show. So no surprise, my number one is The Lovers That Never Were. I will agree with my co-host that the '88 demo on Flowers in the Dirt, the vocal is it's superior to this.
Exactly. I think it is superior, right?
It is. However, out of the 12 songs on this album, I think production-wise, I think his singing is still good on this. I think it's not as good as that demo because that's legendary. Not even Costello himself said that should have came out.
Yeah,
he wanted that demo. He wanted that to come out as well too.
Yep.
So it's I love how the drums kick in as long as the tree and you start hearing the drums go back and forth. I think The Lovers That Never Were Yeah, again, that Mistress and Maid. These are two of the better works in Paul McCartney's entire canon that people need to hear. What are you laughing at?
Oh, Joe, last place lovers that never were.
There we go again, Joe. There's Andy. There's Joe.
Right.
Boom. Well, you got a Lennon and McCartney guy. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Oliver had it at 3. Okay, there.
Right.
See, Oliver. Thank you, Oliver. Yeah. I think it's one of the McCartney's best songs ever. Um, we can't we be lovers, we'll never be friends. Boom, right back into
Right.
it again. I think that's tremendous production.
I love the line, say something, will you? I love you. I mean, there's just some,
Say
there's some
goodbye
really,
or anything.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. There's some really good lyrics in here. It's just that the fact that I don't like the production on that song, and I really wish that the vocals was the vocals that was on the demo, or else that would have been my number one. I mean, that
Yeah.
that vocal on that demo I think, is a masterpiece. You know.
Yeah, it is. But
Yeah.
Susan likes the drums on it too. The drums on it are awesome.
Yeah.
The-
And he must do Fab Gab for probably for Off the Ground then. Oliver, grunge, heavy
sure,
metal,
Joe.
classical jazz. I'll never understand you, Tom. Well, you don't have to, Oliver.
You don't have to, man. That's what he
Yeah.
likes.
Right.
I mean, I could do a podcast here about, we could talk about stuff that Tom likes. That's not,
Yeah,
that's what makes the world go round. We have
right.
lots of different tastes in music. I mean,
That's right.
Tom loves Kiss. I don't like Kiss. I love Yes. I've seen Yes in concert 35 times.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Yes almost as much as I love the Beatles. But this is what we share.
Yeah.
We have a shared passion for things McCartney and Beatles.
Yeah.
So that's where we connect. So that's what it's about, man.
Yep. Absolutely. So if you guys are new out there, if you're watching and you're new, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it. A couple of weeks back, we crossed the 500 subscriber mark, and now we're still slowly starting to get into the mid 500s. So if you're new here, please subscribe. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. So that's
All
off the
right.
ground, man.
Yeah.
Off
So
the
next
ground
week,
ranked.
yeah, next week we got Flaming Pie. This will be a tough one for me because the bottom half, not
Yeah.
so much. I mean, the top half is
Tough for me too, man.
yeah.
Yeah, again, there's a couple songs that we already know will be at the lower 2 or 3, but other than the top 9 songs, that's gonna be hard.
Exactly. Nine solid tracks on here, absolutely.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, Joe, I'll do a Fab Gab anytime you want. Anytime you have me, I'll be happy to come on. Sure. Thank you.
Show's close to the thanks, James.
Is it down by a river though?
Yeah.
I'm joking, the last one at that, but
Right.
yeah, we're flying through here. Except when we do episodes that we kind of do compilate, like we did the 70s tracks,
Right.
the 80s tracks. Those are longer shows, but a typical album might be 14 tracks.
14 tracks, right.
We'll zip through them pretty quick because we're not here discussing the history of the album. We're just saying where we like them ranked.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So last Saturday we posted our episode with Anthony Rotuno. That was part 2 of our look at the Lennon-McCartney relationship throughout the 70s. We ended at 1973. So when we do part 3, maybe we'll be able to get the rest of that show, that series done. This Saturday, I'm really, really happy with our guest. His name is David Ghosty Wills. He's on Facebook. You can look him up there, but he's a DJ in the New York, New Jersey area, 89.1 to be exact. And he's got his own show and plays songs this is crazy, songs from 1945 to 1975. I mean, what a wide range of music, popular music. Absolutely. So David Ghosty, he was on, and we talked about the Russian album and Run Devil Run, talking about McCartney going back to his roots 2 different times in his, and yeah, 2 different times.
Two different occasions. Yeah.
2 different occasions. Yeah, there you go. So that was a lot of fun. That will be posted this Saturday. So looking forward to that.
Somebody asked us, when are we going to do our April announcement of our live about April shows?
Oh, maybe April 1st. Maybe.
April Fool's Day.
Yeah, April Fool's.
Yeah.
If Andy and I have time Thursday night, maybe we'll go live and we'll talk about what we have in store for April.
Sure. Yeah.
Love
Um,
Ghosty. There it is. Yep. Yeah, Mayo is a Ghosty fan.
yeah, I'm excited for that, guys. I'm glad Andy and I pushed back so I can watch two legs. Oh yeah, yeah. WFDU 89.1 in New Jersey. Good station, good guy, very knowledgeable. He's got a great radio voice too.
Oh,
Because
doesn't he?
when we
Yeah.
met him, when Tom and I did a little pre-show interview with him, we said he said oh man, oh this guy's on radio. Could tell right
Right.
away.
Yep.
So I think you'll enjoy it. We talked for about an hour and 10 minutes about
Yep.
Chopa and Run Devil Run, and we had a really nice chat.
Yeah. Yeah. I got teased about all the McCartney threes that I bought and the suitcase.
That'll
So
never get old.
yeah. No,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So,
Um, let's see. Shadow, is Francesca going to come on? No, Shadow. Francesca's not coming on. Amoeba is opening April 1st. Okay, cool.
oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been to Amoeba there, Oliver?
Have you, Tom?
Oh yeah, yeah. When we used to do shows at the Hollywood Bowl, it's pretty much like less than a mile away from the Hollywood Bowl. So every time we had an opportunity, they would be open late at night. I think they would be open to like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So if we had the opportunity, we'd sneak down to Amoeba and check it out. I mean, the prices are a little high,
Sure.
but then again, you're in LA, so
What do you
what do you expect?
expect?
Yeah, exactly. It's a two-story store. So it was pretty cool to check it out. The first couple times that I was in Hollywood,
It's like
working.
sounds like an old Tower record. You ever go to Tower Records,
Oh
Tom?
yeah, 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 yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Tower was the best in New York. They had a few of them.
Mm. Yeah, we had a Virgin in Chicago that was a two-story, two-level store as well. And everything. Records, CDs.
Awesome.
Media Central. I mean, really. Uh, no, James. Sorry, but
That is not happening.
IR will not be on two legs
That's
at a time soon. Right?
Nope, not happening.
Let them hang out with Dickie Dolan.
Oh God.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
Day
so-
Trip. I had a blast going through Amoeba Record Store. Yeah, they've got tons. They sure do. Yep. So what were you gonna say, Andy?
No, just say so. Flaming Pie next Wednesday, the 24th, and then the next one after that, we will rank the non-album tracks
Right.
of the 90s to close out the month of March for the ranking stuff.
Gotcha.
The ranking stuff. So the way we're going right now, this takes us up to about the middle of May.
Right.
I think with the ranking the track series.
Right.
Yeah, and you're going to get McCartney 3. Imagine. No, I am not. I'm not touching one copy of that album.
Really? I thought you pre-ordered one.
No, I told you the
okay.
other day. No,
Yeah.
I couldn't care less about
Mm.
that record. The artist doing it. I have 7 copies in there. Enough. Some of them I didn't even open yet. Of McCartney 3. That's enough. I don't care about who else is doing the songs. Maybe the one Beck track, that Beck does Find My Way. Maybe that one. The other ones, I've never heard of the artist. I couldn't care less about any of them. If I want to hear them, I'm going to put them on.
Fair enough. Susan got the suitcase, so right on.
Oh, Susan got it too?
Yeah, Susan. She also got the big barn box too. So I love it.
Ram on.
Yeah.
Ram on, baby.
Yep. I am
Tom's
the
the man. Tom is the man. Macamania.
Yeah, the Macamania is Richard Dolan.
Oh yes, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Some of these code names and crap.
I know. Right, yeah.
These
I'm
aliases.
still learning everybody's names
Oh
as well.
my God.
Yeah,
These names, all these names, but whatever.
Right. So everybody, thank you for being here once again. We really appreciate it. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel. We'd really appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's what makes it 5 p.m. Pacific, So
but now with the time difference.
Yeah, exactly. So we had a great time. Andy, anything else you want to add before we sign off?
Not much, no. Chugging along, and thank you everybody. The comments. I'm glad there were no tech issues tonight. Everybody would pop right on with the chat, and the signal was good. And thank you for watching. And if you haven't subbed, please do. And if you haven't, please just share it. We're trying to get to that magic number of 1,000. So thank you for everybody for tuning in. Tom and I have had a load of fun doing this since we started this little sideshow in November. And a couple people have asked real quick too. about like this being available as an audio form. I had some friends ask me about that. We're dropping these as audio podcasts once a month on Podbean. So, like if you follow our Podbean page, you'll see we've dropped on the first Saturday of every month. We drop an audio version of the ranking the tracks.
Right.
So I think, what are we up to now?
April will have the audio version of Red Rose Speedway ranking the tracks.
Right. So I know a lot of, so that's just how we're doing it. They're always archived because I know a lot of people said, oh, they listen to us when they're driving the car, and like if they have their if they have their GPS on or whatever, and they're listening to us on YouTube, they can't because it messes it up. But if they're listening to it like as a podcast, it'll pause the podcast and then resume their direction. So a lot of people reached out to me. I said, well, that's how we drop them, and but I mean, they're archived, so you can watch them on YouTube at your convenience. So.
Right. Great.
So thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you all. Thank you all for being here. So once again,